Say hello to the people, Phil.
Oh, hello!
And welcome back to After the Hype, our review show for games we play on Hype, HYEP. Have you ever played over at twitch.tv/2pennygames, in which my name is Tavin, hello, and Phil here sit down and we show each other video games that the other has never seen before. And for the first time in our new visual format where, you can see our faces as we talk now. So hi, hello, the YouTubes. This time, Phil, you had me play a little game called Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage.
That I did.
That you did.
Little dragon running around again.
And once again, yes. So we played Spyro 1 last year, and I thought it was okay, just quite shallow when it comes to mechanics. Very, like, what you see is exactly what you get. Your first level is going to play like level 5, which is going to play like the last level. And that was about it. But it was a good time. It was a solid time, and it played well, and it felt good to run around.
Tell you what, if you're worried about being shallow, this game's deeper, literally. Because you can swim in this one.
You can swim in this one, quite literally. Some quick facts, some quick statistics. You know I like my numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Spyro 1 sold about 4.8 million units. I couldn't find a Metacritic score, which is what I usually pull for these, so I got a Push Square review of 8 out of 10, and it released September 9th, 1998. Spyro 2, 3.4 million copies sold, so a little more than a million less. 8.8 out of 10 by IGN, and released November 2nd, 1999, just over a year later. Phil.
Yeah.
First time through Spyro 2. Yeah. I feel quite similarly as I did to the first one, where I thought it was solid, fun enough to play. It feels good to play as Spyro and to move around and run around and all that stuff.
I think I had said it on stream at least a couple times that this is the only Spyro game that I never played when I was a child.
Yeah. And then
this is one I know least about.
Yeah, and it was with the addition of a few things, almost exactly the same. Which, with only a year development time, kind of makes sense.
You can swim, you can climb, you can head bash.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that climbing. But yeah, I thought once again it's a solid time. It's a good kids game. It's still quite shallow. What you see is mostly what you get with the addition of like some boss fights and the underwater stuff. Once again, a highlight for me, just like in the last game, was the flying levels.
Yep.
I adore those levels. I think they're so much fun.
Nice little time trial. Go through all the little obstacles, the little enemies you flame and you charge and
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Absolutely,
do it all
absolutely
once.
Enjoyed all of that. I liked the boss fights quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And I mean, from there, I don't know how much I can say about Spyro 2, because it's almost like copy-paste the last thing. There's like more things to do in the environment, I think, this time.
You know what they say? They say if it ain't broke,
don't fix it. And you know what? It wasn't broke, and they didn't fix it. So there you go. No, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, I do think I liked more than the first one. But like, these games are you could show me footage of either game and I'd probably get it wrong as to which level came from which game. Like, you know.
Sure.
But yeah. And then there was I guess you could call it like a better attempt at a narrative or a story or something going on.
There's a story. There's like a, instead of everyone being like trapped or whatever in stone or in crystal, now there's like, you have friends.
Yeah, you've got your antagonist right out the front, showing up with all his little gang of goons and stuff that you gotta take down and so forth. Which is appreciated.
It's an overall shorter game, I believe. The second game
we broke this one up because the first one we did in one day. So I made it further 100%ing things. So that might be.
I think overall, I think that is true because there's only 3 home worlds. Granted, they kind of pack in more regular worlds into them.
Yeah, because it took us 3 days to do it. About three hours each.
I believe in the first game there are 5 worlds, each of them with 3 regular levels, a flight level, and a boss.
Okay. Yeah, this one,
total of 25.
I want to say there was at least 5 per level, or per hub world plus a flight
a total
and a boss.
Total of 26. in the first game.
It's hard to tell. And then also, like how big is a level and how long does it take you to play through the level and all that stuff. So, it's tricky. And then of course us breaking it up and allowing me to have the energy to complete the first 2 hub worlds, which I didn't in Spyro 1. I think I made it halfway through the second hub world and I was like, all right, I'm cool. Or whatever hub world I made.
I think you made it to the third one.
The third, well, there's more hubs in that one, so it was easier to do that. And then once I hit that third hub world, I was just like, you know what? And also because of trophies, I wanted to platinum the game on stream, but that second boss fight is no joke to get that conservationist trophy for without
easy task.
Yeah, without healing yourself. That's not an easy fight to do. For that trophy. So when that went out the window to do on stream, it was just a matter of like, all right, let's just beat it out, and anything I want to do, I can do later.
Wrap it up.
But yeah, no. Once again, man, it feels good to play as Spyro. Like he controls, and the way I love his little
charging through flame.
It's worth noting. Once again, we are playing through the Reignited trilogy. So which
2017, 2018,
something like that. Let me look it up real quick. Which was quite beautiful.
I think it was 2018.
Reignited trilogy. Quite a beautiful little remake of the games. 2018.
Gorgeous.
November 13th, 2018. And yeah, just absolutely fantastic visuals. I think it's like running. It's a PS4 game, so it's got to be running at like 30 frames per second. And I did notice, maybe because we turned the motion blur off, if I snapped the camera too quickly, there would be like some slight frame stuttering. Almost never affected gameplay. Almost not even worth mentioning. But the game ran super, super well. And then I don't know if it's because I've been playing too much PlayStation 5 stuff. But I felt the loading screens this time around. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because I'm on the PS5 and the SSDs and the spoiled and all that. But every time we hopped into a level, I felt it. The little cute intro, outro cutscenes when you enter and exit a level, they're cute, but like sometimes they went on too long, and I kind of just
watch them every time.
Yeah, and then after it was 100% of like, don't take control away from me. Why are you taking control away from me? Like type of game. And it would always be for like some little joke that most times was just kind of landed flat. It's not like they're bad jokes. It's just they didn't like make me giggle or laugh or anything like that. Sometimes they did though. But yeah, I did enjoy Spyro 2. So you say you never played it much as a kid, or you never played it as a kid?
No, I didn't play it at all as a kid. The first time I even got my hands on it was when I played the Reignited trilogy in 2018.
Okay, so you being a Spyro fan, how does Spyro 2 fit for you?
That's a great question. As much as I adore the first game, I think for me it goes 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, interesting. All right, so they just keep going better as they keep getting better as they go on. Okay, for me, yeah,
makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess that's a hard call to make, but because 1 and 2 are just so similar, and I assume 3 is going to be a lot more of this again, but with just some more stuff added on top of it. The little puzzle, like light puzzle elements with like planting the seeds and stuff. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed all that.
I think that was only in like 1 or 2 levels.
Yeah, could have definitely used more of that. And yeah, anytime a gimmick level popped up, it was appreciated because I guess it's just because it was like any type of change to break up that gameplay loop.
If you like gimmick levels, you're gonna love the third game.
Oh, here we go. Excuse me. But yeah, you know what? I'm continuing to enjoy my time with Spyro as we make our way through those that Reignited trilogy, and I do definitely like. I would like a break before we jump into Spyro 3, just because the gameplay is so similar to each other. But I am definitely quite interested in hopping into the next one.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. My favorite one of the 3.
Yeah. So, do you like, if I forget if we talked about this last time, but is there like a something that you reach for these Spyro games, or are they always just kind of like, just kind of cool, whatever, fun little things for whatever?
I mean, not really. It's kind of just like it feels it's just that like nice little dopamine nostalgia hit is like as soon as I like load in, especially the first and third game, like 'cause, you know that's those ones I played as a kid. You know, like as soon as I load up that first game and I'm in that first hub world, or even the third game even more, I'm just immediately just overwhelmed with nostalgia. When I first got my hands on the Reignited trilogy for the third game, and hopped in the third one because I went in order because I'm not an animal. As much as I would have loved to just hop right into 3, I actually welled up because like I was like, holy shit, this is just so much. Just because so my story with the third game is I basically like I got it for my not 8th birthday, like 5th or 6th birthday, because I kept renting it from Hollywood Video over and over. So yeah, I welled up with tears whenever I loaded up that game because I'm a little baby boy in the inside.
That's adorable. Trying to think. The like picking up seeds or picking up rocks or whatever to spit at other dragons and stuff didn't feel the best to me. I think it's just because it's so stagnant and so stationary.
Yeah.
There's
a little bit of that in the third game.
Still playing around with in terms of like the time of release, we're still playing around with 3D space and how it feels to move around in the 3D space. It's probably hard to recall. Does the Reignited trilogy feel exactly like how the original games felt, or does it feel cleaner, or did they?
I think it feels cleaner just because as a kid, I never touched the R2 or L2 or any of that. Because all I really used were their face buttons. Because in this one you have right trigger will do the flame attack and all that stuff. I mean, I didn't have that in the original.
When we jump back to these older games, like I think of like Jack and Daxter and those early like Ratchet and Clanks, even, which is PS2 generation stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a floatiness with our 3D platform mascot type characters. So I'm curious, and there is a like Spyro prances. But he doesn't feel floaty as I'm moving around with him in the Reignited trilogy. So I don't know if that's because of the trilogy or if that's just how Spyro always felt from back in the day.
As far as like overall like movement and all that, it feels exactly the same.
Okay. All right. Or at least it feels to what your memory remembers.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So that's good. Yeah, because it's like. And it's so weird to think about with like Ratchet. Like if I go back and play Ratchet, like Ratchet feels right. Like he almost feels stiffer now. Yeah, he almost feels stiffer now than he did back then, which is
no strafe.
Strange. No strafe in that first game. But, I'm just talking the original trilogy.
I thought you were talking about the first game.
Yeah. But then like Jack felt a little when we did Jack and Daxter. That felt a little what do you call it? That felt like a little floaty and so forth in moments and in times, just moving around the world, especially in that first Jack and Daxter game. I remember feeling pretty floaty. But yeah, here.
Well, I think all you felt in the second and third game were anger.
Specifically the second one for sure.
Yeah,
the third one less so. So yeah, but in terms of like Spyro moving, it feels perfect. It really does. Like just how he moves around the world, just like his little prance he does is so fucking adorable, and I could watch him do it all day. Sure. Just an adorable little character, and
he's a good mascot. Should I put him in Smash?
Quite solid. I would like some more Spyro representation just in general. However, it's tricky, and then it's also like at this point, it's like the only thing letting Spyro down in my mind in terms of like a mascot character is the fact that his games are so like carbon copies of themselves and like so copy paste level, like not like level design, but like just like in terms of like objectives and what you're doing in the games, it just always feels the same.
They've tried to break out in other titles. There was a few of them for PlayStation 2, and then one that sticks out really much for I think PlayStation 2, like right after the original trilogy. I think it was called A Hero's Tale. That one is god awful. And then there was like the like remake trilogy where they made like a really big serious tone, and it felt weird.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Fucking Gary Oldman is one of the like your dad character. Well, like your father figure character.
Yeah. I found out today.
Yeah,
this isn't much of a I'm off the beaten path now, but you just brought up Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman was supposed to voice General Grievous in Star Wars.
I had heard that. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I found that out today. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, but because George Lucas doesn't mess with any of the Hollywood guilds, he couldn't do it.
No SAG
for that, Lucas. Anyways, Phil.
Well, no, he has SAG, but just not the screen.
Phil, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. You as the Spyro fan, even though this isn't like a game that you've played a bunch of times.
Sure.
Anything else you wanna leave us off with here?
No, I think I'm good.
No, that was it.
That's I mean,
yeah, it's a fun little collectathon game.
Last boss fight goes on a little long for me.
It does, but it's also it's your classic like 3 phases, and
yeah,
I think it's just because that first phase takes forever because you're waiting on the game, and that's probably my biggest critique in the first 2 fights is that you're just waiting, or I'm sorry, the last 2 fights, not the first 2. The last 2 fights is you're waiting on the game.
Yeah.
You're waiting on your
drops.
little drops to come in, and if it gives you what you need or not or whatever. Definitely and that's especially why the second boss is so challenging, and actually is the hardest boss in the fucking game.
Imagine if there's a conservationist 3.
You
have to go
painful.
Yeah,
painful.
You have to go through Ripto's fight without
painful
grabbing fodder.
That would
suck ass.
That would not be fun. Because it's long. Anyways,
or if you died, you have to restart all the way over.
Don't want that. Don't want that at all. But no, I thought it was solid. Good time. I had a good time. The little dodge roll mechanic just continues to not be like that useful outside. Like, it was okay to be used in the boss fights, but like not a whole lot.
Yeah.
The second boss fight, I used it quite a bit, but like the first one, which I'm actually even struggling to remember the first fight.
I don't think that those were in any of the original games.
That's a thing for 3.
Maybe?
Or it just wasn't in there at all.
I don't remember it being in 3. That's mainly because I was a dumb kid and I didn't touch those buttons.
Well, future Tavin editing this is gonna try and find some footage and make it look real stupid here. You're gonna be looking.
Go ahead. I mean, no, I'm fully admitting that I don't remember.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
There. No, it's not me that's dumb. It's past me that's stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb kid.
Press the shoulder buttons, young Phil.
Exactly.
Phil.
Yeah.
We like to, over here on Hype, after the Hype rather, we like to put little scores on games, and right now the video is showing all of our little scores and breakdowns of my little Google
look at all
Sheets.
Those numbers.
Look at all those numbers.
There's one right there. I think I'm pointing to it.
Yeah, it's up to the right.
You're
left. I'm sorry.
Way.
There you go. There they are. Anyways, going back, let me find them. Okay, Spyro 1, Spyro the Dragon. You gave a 7 out of 10. I gave a 6 out of 10. How are you feeling, sir, about a Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage?
We're gonna keep it at a solid 7.
Solid 7 there for young Philip. There we
Indeed.
Go. And then I need to. There we are. All right.
Holding at a 7 there, Spyro.
Holding at a 7, Spyro. All right. There we go. I feel see, and this is the thing with scores, is I am higher on Spyro 2 than I am on Spyro 1, but not by much. So like when assigning a score, do I just assign it how I feel, or do I assign it based off of what we've done before and try and give it a little bit of a number bump? But if when we get to Spyro 3, if I feel the exact same way about all 3 of these games, then I'm not gonna feel
what happens.
What happens? We don't do quarter scores around here. We only do whole and half numbers around here. So I'm gonna just leave Spyro 2, even though I am higher on it than the first one. I'm gonna leave it at a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
There we go.
Me.
Man. All right. Well, that's it. Quick review for a little Spyro 2 retro review here after the Hype. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch us every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Time. Hype, Have You Ever Played, where we show each other games we've never played before. Phil, you are currently, at the time of recording, you're about to finish up your first playthrough of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
That's true.
We are, I don't know, 3 hours away from the ending or something like that. I don't fucking
That's true, Regis. That's true.
So that's going to be very exciting. Please check in this week. This is going live Tuesday, 8 a.m. But that is going to be it for this review. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening and all that fun stuff. Remember, you can go and catch old stream archives over at youtube.com/2pennygamescast. You can go watch Phil's first 2 playthroughs of MGS 1 and 2. I said 2 playthroughs. First playthroughs of 1 and 2 in Metal Gear Solid are up. My first playthroughs
total
of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, Until Dawn is up there. Resident Evil 2 is up there. Go watch those.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is up?
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 2 has been up for a while.
Oh shit.
Oh no, I'm full of shit. I'm totally lying.
Yeah.
I'm totally lying.
You're full of shit, dude.
I'm absolutely. Am I lying? I'm totally lying.
We went Metal Gear, Kingdom Hearts, then Metal Gear 2.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then I think I'm actually editing MGS3 first for some reason. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I have the first part of MGS3 ready. We just need to film our little intro skits, and then I can start putting them up and stuff. But it's beside the point. I think it's because Metal Gear is so easy to edit, because it's literally just like some gameplay, and then it's some cutscenes, and you leave the cutscenes alone, and then you come back to some gameplay, and you just shorten up, the few times that Phil had issues, and he didn't have that many issues in 2 and 3, so it was a lot easier.
I'm a gamer.
Kingdom Hearts, a lot more grinding, a lot more running around, a lot more, same sounds over and over again. So it's like, all right, let's cut off. Yeah. Anyways, that's a little joke for the future for people, time capsule jokes of where we are in the moment. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you so much for listening to our After the Hype review of Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. We'll catch you next time. And until next time, have a great time. And Phil, say goodbye to the people.
Bye-bye now.